Hey guys, this is Irie Starcraft, and I'm back to cast another 2v2 match for you tonight on Scorched Haven. And we are going to be watching a matchup between ProTech, who will be on Zerg this game. He is the red Zerg, and the red bandit, who will be the blue Zerg this game. And they are very highly ranked, currently number 51 overall 2v2 ranked team. ProTech, obviously, we have seen a number of his games. He is ranked on a number of the top 2v2 teams in North America. And they're going to be going against SuperNinja, who will be on Protoss, the teal Protoss, and Azide, the purple Protoss. And they are a very highly ranked team, currently number 2 overall on the North American server. And ProTech, interesting how he has 2 drones following this scouting probe. We'll see if he opts to put one back, no, both of them back on the mineral line now. I thought it looks like he's doing he's dancing his drone out here to make sure that there is no sort of pylon block, though SuperNinja is going to start harassing that drone. So I'm wondering, is SuperNinja going to try and do this pylon block? We did see the last game that I cast between ProTech versus Azide and SuperNinja. They tried to they tried to go with that double pylon block and then built some gateways, and then the other one built a forge and tried to cannon ProTech in. So it doesn't look like we will be seeing that, at least not right off the bat this time. Though this probe would be really, really annoying to me if I were on the Zerg team right now worrying about that pylon block. As now SuperNinja is bringing in a probe, and is he going to be putting the pylon down? I'm just waiting on the edge of my seat to see if they go for a proxy wall in, but I guess it's not going to happen because Azide has now thrown his gateway down back here, and the same goes for SuperNinja. But meanwhile, the red bandit is opting to take a very fast expansion down here. So we'll see if that pays off. The longer this game goes and the longer that expansion stays alive, the better for ProTech and the red bandit. So I know as this game gets underway, ProTech is sending his lings out and going to be doing some harassing of the base up front. And there is not going to be, it looks like the cybernetics core just now going on for Azide. There is going to be a way for these Zerglings to run in here. Probably the Protoss players, neither one are going to have a zealot out in time to deal with that, but excuse me, as these there will probably be enough probes if microed properly to ward this attack back. But ProTech meanwhile will be doing, actually no, he's going to go right after the pylon of Azide. So is he going to be able to unpower these buildings? No, because Azide is going to bring off 3 probes to help corral these Zerglings with his zealot, and now these probes are probably thinking if those Zerglings had decided to try and run in here, those probes would have caught them and a bunch of them would have gone down. Now going to sort of try and harass here, ProTech is, with these Zerglings, trying to buy some time here. But meanwhile, Azide now is going to be blocking off the sentries from any kind of reinforcements. These Zerglings are going to get intercepted, and just pulling back that zealot in the nick of time there. ProTech leaving 2 of them down in that expansion area. And now SuperNinja, a bit of a misclick there, was attacking Azide's Nexus, but now the Zerglings pressing the issue on the front, maybe a little bit over aggressive from ProTech there, gonna decide actually now to pull back and test the other doorway. No, so both Protoss players here using that zealot wall. That it looks like this is a wide choke here, but it's not. There is actually a one-thing wide choke because you saw those Zerglings trying to get by and they could not. ProTech speed is now done, and the red bandit. Now let's check his expansion really quick. He does have it fairly well saturated. ProTech actually going to get a surround on this zealot as I clicked away there. I'm sorry, but that zealot will go down. A nice force field though to hold those 2 Zerglings in place. But with only 2 Zerglings there, is it worth that energy? Those Zerglings are going to go down. Meanwhile, ProTech sending more harassment in here towards SuperNinja. With 1 Zergling behind him, he's able to peck away pretty well at that zealot. The zealot probably should have turned around and tried to kill the one behind him first, but either way that zealot does go down. The Protoss player is just desperately trying to hold. Azide actually resorting here to throwing a pylon down. Is he going to cancel that right there? No, he's going to let his pylon finish. So he has successfully walled himself into his base, and so he is going to have to kill his own building if he wants to get out. ProTech probably realizing actually just going to take the hits from this sentry with only 1 sentry in the back. He's actually just able to peck away here, and now finally we see actually 2 zealots warping in the back with 1 more sentry. because he does have 2 more warp gates back here, and now getting a robo facility, Azide is. And so now the Red Bandit is opting to join the fray, and he's got a lot of Zerglings, and a bunch of Banelings are morphing in. So whose base are they going to go for? There are a ton of Zerglings on the field right now. The Banelings are going to lead the way, but the force field nicely right there. Going to delay that, force those Banelings to just sit there. They're either going to have to switch bases, and no, because a nice force field there is going to actually trap a few of ProTech's Zerglings. And we do see the Phoenix is out now for SuperNinja, so that Phoenix is likely going to be doing some harassment of ProTech's mineral line while this is going on down here. More nice force field. Look at those force fields as I clicked away again. I'm sorry. Those force fields right there just trapped a ton of Banelings that could do nothing but sit there and die to the Sentry Stream attack. And so the Red Bandit actually lost a lot of his Banelings without doing any damage. So that's a huge disparity right there. I want to check the units lost tab really quick. Actually, ProTech leading the way with units lost, but fairly even across the board. And ProTech just testing this wall up here, finding out that there are a bunch of Stalkers back here. And I want to find out, where did that Phoenix go? Is it just these 2 Phoenixes flying around the map? Are they just hunting Overlords right now? Possibly. Forcing these Overlords to slowly try and run back. A couple coming out here. We'll see. It looks like this Phoenix is probably going to come into the drone mineral line here. I don't want to miss any action up front, so I got to keep an eye on both of these engagements right here. Actually, this Phoenix just going to start harassing this Overlord, doing some additional scouting, bringing in the second Phoenix to really try and supply block ProTech. So we'll see if that pays off. Are ProTech and the Red Bandit going to try and make something happen with that Phoenix harass, preoccupying SuperNinja? Actually, no, just scouting with 1 Zergling up there. So a bit of a standoff right now. The Phoenix will be forced back, though, with a couple of Queens in ProTech space. And now the Red Bandit with 2 Queens down at his natural and 2 Queens at his main. So he will be able to ward off. They both will be able to ward off these Phoenix fairly easily. The Phoenix just getting some pot shots on the Overlords there as I'm waiting for a possible push here, because the Red Bandit and ProTech are just sitting out front. I mean, a SuperNinja, the longer that they just sit like this, the advantage goes to the Zerg players, because the Red Bandit does have the extra base advantage. And so now ProTech going to be reinforcing some more Zerglings. It looks like actually deciding to pull them back here. Are we going to see any kind of Nidus play or something? We do see another Stargate on the way for SuperNinja. So is he going to make a kind of switch there, and now opting to destroy that pylon? And it looks like Azide will probably do the same, because they are just about ready to push out. Now with this Colossus out, the Red Bandit and ProTech were forced to wait for so long. These Phoenix have actually resorted to lifting off Zerglings, because there's really nothing else they can do at this point. And that is hardly worth the energy it takes to lift those off. But I guess if they can't lift off anything else, maybe the one at the watchtower, that's effective, because you really cut down your opponent's vision, make him scramble to send another one back over there. But it looks like SuperNinja going to try and throw down that expansion. So there is some engagement over here. It actually is just SuperNinja's Phoenixes killing Overlords. So it looks like now a pylon going to opt to be built here. So we are going to see the double Protoss mass Stalker Zealot Sentry push when there's a couple of Colossus now out for Azide, and that is going to spell big trouble for this Zerg base right here, as a ton of Zerglings here. There are a couple Corruptors and a few Mutas on the field for the Red Bandit, so this is going to be very interesting here. The force fields are going to play a huge role in this upcoming engagement. I'm going to switch to APM because I can feel it, you guys. It's about to happen right here, as this Protoss, double Protoss ball with Phoenix support even in the back, possibly going to be trying to lift off maybe some of those Queens in the back. We'll see as this engagement gets underway, because the Red Bandit actually opting to pull back now, going to try and get as good a surround as the Zerg players can here. Here comes the Zerglings. They are running right into the front, but the force field's pretty nicely splitting that army up. The Corruptors trying to shoot at this Colossus, but they are pretty far in the back. The Stalkers firing down the Colossus, or the Corruptors in the front, and a massive engagement right here, back and forth. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like the Protoss army is getting the better of this one, because the Zerg, the Roaches are getting melted in the back. So many Stalkers and Sentries are just annihilating. The Mutalisks are all dead. And that could be it, ladies and gentlemen. The Protoss army just steamrolling the Zerg front in this game. And here it looks like there is going to be a little bit of trash talking now between ProTech and SuperNinja. And it looks like the Red Bandit has left the game. So ProTech is going to stay in this game to talk a little bit of trash here, as the Protoss army is just blowing up both the natural expansions, gonna roll right into the main, and ProTech leaves the game. So a very intense matchup right there, and I know I had all you guys going because this game was sent to me by Azide. So thank you, Azide, for sending me this game. I do have a few more of his games, and I'm looking forward to casting those. So I'm totally stoked that I'm getting more and more games from more and more different high-level players. Again, Azide and SuperNinja, the number 2 overall 2v2 North American team. So not too shabby of a ranking there, and a nice job holding off the standard early pressure from ProTech. So thank you guys for watching. This is Irie StarCraft, and peace out.